Isaac Pitbull Cruz's father says they're willing to fight Ryan Garcia if they could get confirmation and paid financially should Ryan Garcia pull out. We're going to talk about that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, I don't know how you found my video, but somehow, some way, you made it. You've arrived at the video. Thank you. Reach one, teach one, help others find the content by throwing a like on the video. It goes a long way when you guys can do that, and I appreciate it. 2022 is up, is lit. Stay tuned to the channel. Now, ES News has a video with Isaac Pitbull Cruz's father. As you guys know, Isaac Pitbull Cruz just fought against Gervonta Tank Davis, Mayweather Promotions. It was on Showtime, pay-per-view. It was a great card and a great main event. Isaac Cruz, I don't think he won at all, but I thought he did better than most people anticipated him to do. So for that, Isaac Cruz, even Tank Davis at the post-fight interview, he said this. He says that Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a star was born because I'm a great fighter, power puncher, knocked out everybody except for one guy at that point, and he made it to the end, and he put up a hell of a fight. So a star is born, and I agree with that statement. Don't think he won, but I thought he didn't lose in terms of losing fanfare. If anything, that would help his profile standing up to the young legend Gervonta Davis. Now, after that fight, Ryan Garcia of social media fame had a lot to say. He said Tank made the fight more difficult, and I'll put a clip at the end, but he said Tank made the fight harder than it needed to be. Tank should have fought him like this. Isaac Cruz said he'll fight me in my patio, so we'll have to see about that. Now, all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia, and I made another video. This is why you guys, it is imperative that you follow the channel for the latest and greatest in all of boxing. In this YouTube space, in this internet, interweb space, I am the greatest. Now, Ryan Garcia has had a lot to say vocally, social media wise, and now he's going on Twitter and he's saying, sign the contract, my team sent you a contract, sign the contract. And to me, it seems a little bit forced, because how do you say sign a contract, and then, as I mentioned in that previous video, which is why I suggest before you finish this video and conclude it, go look at the other video I dropped earlier today about this subject, and it goes into more detail on this situation. But how do you go from December 31st, you're saying sign the contract, and then January 3rd, your own promoter who's in charge of your career at this young stage of Ryan Garcia's career, Oscar De La Hoya, former fighter, founder of Golden Boy, he's saying, my team, we're trying to get in touch with you and we're ready to make you an offer. So these are two different things. Ryan, at the end, the last day of 2021, Ryan Garcia is saying sign the contract as if it's already mapped out, drafted up, and ready to go for Isaac Cruz. But there's a conflicting statement by his own promoter online, and this is the danger. I told you the most dangerous thing is a camera and a microphone, and the microphones and cameras in this social media age, in the age of boxing ego, you know, is going to get people in trouble, because these are stark contradictions. These aren't statements that go together. Either you sent him a contract or you're ready to make him an offer. These two are not one and the same. So I'm not mad at Isaac Pitbull Cruz and team for wanting some reassurance, because in 2021, as I mentioned, Ryan Garcia fought one time, the very first month of the year in January, never to be seen again for the remainder of the year. Not only did that, he pulled out of his second fight he was supposed to have against the Boogeyman. He was ordered by the WBC to fight Javier Fortuna. They were both highly ranked guys. Javier Fortuna is a boogeyman of sorts, a difficult style that you don't really want to have to face unless you have to face him. The WBC had determined that Ryan Garcia needed to face Javier Fortuna, and they announced the fight within 1 week. No joke. Within 1 week, Ryan Garcia is pulling out of the fight, and he's saying that he has too much anxiety, which is unheard of in the world of boxing. If you ask 9 out of 10 fighters how they're feeling and if they're depressed or if they have anything going on behind the scenes as they prepare for a fight, 9 out of 10 fighters will tell you things weren't perfect. You know, they struggled with nutrition, they were weight drained, they missed their kids and family, they had a death in the family, they had a bad breakup, or their wife or girlfriend didn't understand them being gone away, they're in another state from their family, you know, whatever their situation is. Boxers, they're definitely tough. So you got to be mentally tough in the grueling and brutal sport like boxing. So for Ryan to play that card and say, I have mental health and I'm announcing a fight, like, for example, I've had depression before. I've been depressed, and I guess it's different for different people. But my thing is this: usually the onset of depression is not overnight. It's the compounding of various problems or things going on in your life that typically happen all at once, and it got you feeling the type of way, and over time you become depressed, right? So why would you announce a fight and then a week later say you got too much going on? Because more than likely, before the fight was announced, you had all those same problems, girl problems, marital problems, whatever going on, and you still announced the fight. So as a professional, I feel like you have to, if you announce your fight, you have to see it through as a professional. It's like if you're the head of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he was going through a divorce, but if he has business meetings and things to attend to make a big deal for Amazon, then guess what? Despite his personal life or his divorce, Jeff Bezos probably has to do that meeting with Japan, or, you know, that conference call, or whatever the situation is. It's just the professional thing to do. So even though they try to spin it something different, I think it was very unprofessional for Ryan Garcia to not be able to get a grasp or handle his personal life and pull out of a fight. Because at best, he would have probably been able to say, hey, the Javier Fortuna fight, let's not announce it. Let's not get fans happy. I got this stuff going on that's going to make me pull out a week later. So I just feel like it's a simple step that could have been taken. I can't control somebody being depressed or being anxious or having anxiety, but I think as a true consummate professional, you can look at your situation and say, hey, I'm in no space mentally to be fighting, so let's not false announce it. So it leads me to my next point, and it leads me to believe that Ryan Garcia's team never really had any intentions of fighting Javier Fortuna, a dangerous boogeyman. And when they were forced to, they had to make it look like they wanted to fight, and something stopped it, you know? And they sent Jojo Diaz to handle Ryan Garcia's work, and then all of a sudden, what a coinky dink, as the great Ego Stradamus predicted, Ryan Garcia magically became better, and after Javier Fortuna was already taken care of by Jojo Diaz, and then they were prompting a Jojo Diaz Jr. fight. The other thing that is really off-putting about Ryan Garcia's anxiety situation is he's tried to come back talking crap and trash talking people. I remember even fights that had nothing to do with him, particularly like Isaac Pitbull Cruz or whatever. Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares, and he randomly did a video and posted on his social media, said, sorry, Dev, if that was me, I would have KO'd you. And it's like, I told you, those worlds aren't synonymous. You can't be a depressed, anxious, anxiety-stricken trash talker. It doesn't work. Like Roy Jones Jr. Can you imagine Roy Jones talking the talk and not walking the walk, and saying, hey, I can't fight against John Ruiz because I got too much going on. I'm going through a nasty breakup, or this, that, and the third. I can't fight against Talasco. I can't fight against stop Virgil Hill with a body shot because I'm too depressed. It just doesn't really make sense to me. So I ain't mad at Isaac Pitbull Cruz. With Ryan's recent track record, the burden is on Ryan Garcia and his team to get her done and to see forth and make sure his fight sees it to the finish line. So for Isaac Pitbull Cruz wanting to not waste his time, because you have to understand, this is a fighter. Training camps cost money to fly in guys for sparring, or to pay sparring partners, nutrition, maybe be away from your family, discipline. Like, it takes mental strain, because imagine trying to make weight and you cutting weight and then your opponent's like, oh, I'm pulling out. You know what I mean? You're doing all these sacrifices and then someone's pulling out with anxiety or injury or whatever. That has to be gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. So for me, I think Isaac Cruz and his team is smart in doing the right thing. When someone, the burden of proof is on Ryan Garcia. When someone has the track record of Ryan Garcia talking more on social media than actually fighting, then you're going to want that reassurance, like, hey, if my time is wasted, I will be compensated. So Golden Boy should pony up and make that happen. It's still a great fight. I doubt the fight is next, but that's just my opinion. I've been on there and saying that. If they do make the fight, then great for boxing fans, but I definitely have reservations about that. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business. I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.